nation's power.
Había sido golpeado por elementos de seguridad privada. Al ser puesto en libertad, decidió romper los cristales con una silla. A esta acción se sumaron los elementos de seguridad privada, quienes intentaron detenerlo. Sin embargo, se armó el zafarrancho, donde se denunció las agresiones que han sufrido los supuestos inmigrantes africanos, quienes después levantan las manos para no continuar la violencia. En un video facilitado se ve como una mujer africana discute con los agentes, luego se empujan entre sí. Esto es observado por un migrante, quien se acerca a la reja y la estación migratoria para alejarla y abrir la puerta para permitir que su compañera salga, pero fue detenido y empujado por personal de seguridad privada. Esto generó la violencia a las afueras de la estación siglo XXI. Usted puede checar cómo se da este zafarrancho entre migrantes y personal de seguridad privada aquí en la estación siglo XXI. Vamos a dejar que usted observe el video. Seguridad Pública del Estado, y minutos después se tranquilizó este zafarrancho entre los elementos de seguridad.
Like I said, you have crazy Hondurans, now you got these crazy Africans and Haitians.
Deja la sesión migratoria para alejarla y abrir la puerta para permitir que su compañera.
This is what's getting ready to go down at that border when these people get there. These people ain't there yet. They're making their way there, but Mexico is hiding these people. They're keeping. That's why I'm telling you guys, this border thing is not over. You guys have not seen it. You guys have not seen what's going to happen yet. Black people, this is going to be a big, big problem when these people get to Tijuana and they get to the U.S. southern border. This is going to be a big problem. Now, most people are going to say, Randall, that's not true. Okay. Well, let's go to a Spanish news report right here. An article that they have here. This is back on April 6th. This is Saturday. This is today. Mexico News Daily. Wave of migrants from Haiti, Africa, and Asia appear in Chiapas. Chiapas is way down at the Mexican southern border, America. These people are like 2,000 miles away from the U.S. border. That's why you haven't seen them, because they got all this news in Chiapas. They're controlling it. Central Americans are not the only Mexico at the southern border. More than 500 Africans and Haitians have also arrived recently in Chiapas. How did they get there? Migrants from the Congo, Cameroon, Angola, Senegal, Sierra Leone, Uganda, Nepal, India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Haiti crossed into Mexico from Guatemala in the final days of February and the first week of March. America, these people have crossed over, but they're not getting any help because they don't want these people at the border, because when these blacks, Africans, Bangladeshis, all these people get there, it's gonna be a riot up there. The whites eat first, and once a day we get a little that's left over. That's what they're saying. They're saying that the Mexicans, the light-skinned Mexicans, get to eat first, or the light-skinned people get to eat first, and then they leave all us dark-colored people. They give us the scraps. That's what they're saying, America. Wow. They also said they have to sleep on the floor or in the bathroom area of the shelter, and they are involuntarily hosed down each morning with cold water. Wow. Where's the video of that? In addition, the migrants claim that Central Americans staying at the same facility smoke cigarettes and marijuana inside the facilities. However, some of the migrants include pregnant women and children say they haven't been allowed into the immigration facility and have instead been forced to sleep outside on concrete floor. They're hiding this. They do not want these blacks, Asians, they don't want these people being shown or hear about. They want to keep it, they want to use them for the right time to release them at the border, at the U.S. border. Like I said, this is going to be a big thing that happens at the border. This thing is going to go down. Around 200 migrants from African countries and Haiti claim that they have also been prevented from requesting 20-day transit visas that will allow them to continue their journey north to the southern border of the United States. Without money to pay for alternative accommodations, how the hell did they get out there? From Africa, the migrants are forced to wait in front of the facilities in temperatures that can raise as high as 40 degrees Celsius. African migrants said they flew from their countries of origin to South America before continuing to Mexico's southern border via Central America. Wow. These people flew from their countries to South America and now they're making their way through Central America, but no news is covering this. And if they are covering it, they're hiding it. They don't want nobody to know about these people. Africans in Central America? Haitians? Many have said they were attacked by criminals and police during their journeys and spent all their money on people smugglers, transportation, and accommodation and food. That's where their money is going. About these Africans and Haitians and people from Bangladesh and all over that are stuck in Chiapas. Go back to the video. This is at that place that they're saying that they're being hosed down with water. They're not getting food. This is the place where they're saying that they're being detained at. They're not letting them pass. Why? Because they're like, we don't want these people on Spanish news. We don't want Randall reporting this to the American people. But the video is right here. What the hell are black Africans doing in Mexico? Trying to come to America. Look. These people got no weapons, they got no guns. How are they going to detain these people? Look, they pull the table. Mexicans are not ready for this. The Mexican government is not ready for this, but look at what's happening. Somebody caught this and said, let me throw this up on Facebook and on YouTube so the Americans can see what's going on. America, this is what's going on down there. You guys don't know. Right now when you turn on news, somebody give me a fake news channel that is showing this to you. They got everybody believing that it's a bunch of Hispanic people, Latino people at the border. What? This is in Chiapas. This is 2,000 miles from the southern border. And they are holding these people. They're not letting them pass. They're going to use this and unleash this. Facebook and all these other channels are hiding this information because they don't want you guys to know this. That's why Donald Trump says it's a crisis. But imagine if it comes out on news, oh, Africans are at the border. Imagine if that news come out, all of you guys are gonna be tuned in like, what the hell? Where did all these African people come from? That's the question you guys need to be asking yourselves right now. Where did all these people come from? And why haven't we got no news? I've been reporting Spanish news, and they've never reported or showed us any of this. This is happening in an immigration facility in Chiapas, in Mexico. This happened maybe 72 hours, a couple of days ago. Look, they're kicking the water. See how the dude slammed the thing? Like I said, these people don't got no sense of order. These people are acting like animals. But yet, the Democrats want you guys to bring these people into America. They want you guys to open the gates for everybody. You guys are ready for this? Like I showed you in Europe, how in Europe these people are over there walking around butt naked on the street? Because why else wouldn't they show this to you or tell you guys that this is what's going on? Why would they hide this? The question you guys gotta be asking yourselves is why nobody on news is talking about this. This is what the UN wants to bring to the world. Because they're gonna take the guns. If the UN ever gets in power, they're gonna take your guns and your police are gonna be just like these people, these security guards, that get beat up and can't do nothing. The guy that's recording this is saying Africanos, Africans. He's not saying, he's saying these people are Africans and some Haitians. They are speaking with an accent like they are from Africa. These are not people from America. These are Africans. We don't want, listen, they don't want these people coming here like this, at least not now. They got to keep this under wraps. This is going to be top news, and you're going to hear these people talking to fake news. Oh my God, they're beating us. They're doing, you're going to hear all this news. Oh my God, Donald Trump is that's why I'm saying they're going to use this for the right time. You got to use the right crisis.
I want to talk as well about some of the conversations and the time I've spent talking with migrants themselves. And if you spend enough time down there and talk to enough people, a few common characteristics will stand out. The first is the majority of these family units are men traveling with one or more children, usually just one. Many of them will say they have a wife and other children back in their home countries, that they are coming here to find work and send money back home. They freely admit this. They are headed for all points across the United States and often have networks of family and relatives in those places. Many of them already have jobs lined up. Nearly all of them will say that they left their homes because of gang violence, threats, extortion, etc., or that they simply have nothing, and they are claiming asylum. At the same time, many of them will admit that they don't plan to remain in the U.S. permanently and have a set amount of time that they plan to stay and live here and work before returning to their homes and their families. A year and a half, 3 years, 5 years, it varies, but a lot of them will say this. They all say that they paid a smuggler to secure safe passage across the border, anywhere from $2,000 to $6,000 per person on average, sometimes more. Generally, they take cars or buses transiting through Mexico. Some of them will stay in hotels along the way. A lot of the groups, especially those showing up in downtown El Paso, appear to be in pretty good shape, and they report that they got here with no problem and were only on the road for 3 to 5 days. Part of what's driving this, and this is the third point I want to emphasize especially, is that what's happening here is not an accident, it is an industry. And when we talk about the migration pipeline through Mexico, we're talking about a very large international smuggling black market that's worth billions of dollars. A complex network of smugglers, local officials, drivers, landowners, lookouts, loan sharks in Central America, and Mexican drug cartels control the migration flow through Mexico and have, over the past decade or so, refined it into a lucrative business enterprise. And the chief beneficiaries of this pipeline are Mexican drug cartels and the smuggling networks that work all throughout Mexico. The cartels require every man, woman, and child who pass across the border to pay a tax, which is usually included in the fee that the smugglers will quote to Central American families. Without paying this tax, migrants cannot cross the Rio Grande and in many cases are at risk of being kidnapped or otherwise exploited by these cartels in northern Mexico. The amount of money that they bring in is substantial. In the Gulf region alone, cartel factions are making hundreds of millions of dollars annually off illegal immigration, off this tax that they charge per person. And the numbers from last year were very high. Those numbers from this year will be orders of magnitude higher. This black market is sophisticated. The inception point is in villages and towns across Central America, and it works mostly at the beginning through word of mouth. If you want to migrate, you get a hold of somebody whose family member or neighbor migrated, and they put you in touch with a local smuggler who quotes you a price. Adults who bring a child with them get a cheaper price because it's easier for smugglers to transport families claiming asylum than single adults who are trying to evade detection. This is for the simple reason that with asylum seekers, smugglers simply take them up to the U.S. border and tell them when to cross. They don't go across the border themselves, and therefore they're not putting themselves at risk for being apprehended. Smugglers themselves are telling potential migrant families that if they claim asylum, they'll be allowed to stay in the U.S. and work. They don't have deep knowledge of asylum policy, but they know enough to be able to sell the services that they're trying to get families to buy. They're incorporating this into their sales pitch, and they're instructing them in what to say to U.S. authorities. It's part of how they market their services.
The border wall was constructed in 8 months, from February to October. As soon as it was completed, we started measuring and we started monitoring its effectiveness. So for the first quarter of FY19, we have had many efficiencies noted. For example, illegal entries in general, they decreased by 75%. Central American people that used to get arrested right through that area decreased by 86%. Indian nationals, this sector was leading the country with Indian national apprehensions for like 2 or 3 years. The wall goes up, it drops by 56%. The use of force incidents, which are more important to me than anything, because it's assaults and incidents that directly affect our Border Patrol agents doing the job on the border, they drop by 65% in those 2 miles of 30-foot border wall. So the border wall works for us. For Border Patrol agents, a border wall system is what works. We need the border barrier. We need to provide the requirements that meet our need. In this case for us, it's 30 feet high. That's what we asked for, and that's what was provided. So thank you. On behalf of the Border Patrol here for allowing us to have that. Thank you. Very much appreciated.